We are waiting for President Pezeshkian to pay a visit to Azerbaijan this month. We consider this visit as very important with respect to the future development of bilateral relations and regional development. There have been several visits of high-ranking officials from both countries in recent months. We've been very encouraged by the election process in Iran, which led to the victory of the president, and with the messages which we receive from Iran. So we want to have good relations with all our neighbors, including Iran, and there is quite a substantial part of economic and transportation agenda, because we talked about middle corridor, but at the same time Azerbaijan is part of another important corridor, north-south. And again, it's only enough to look at the map to see that it will be very difficult to avoid Azerbaijan while building these connectivity lines. And on Azerbaijani territory, all the works with respect to highway and railroad infrastructure is done. We only, with respect to the expected large volumes of cargo, are now modernizing our railroad. It exists, but we need to expand its capacity to be able to receive all cargoes from south to north and backwards. Many issues related to energy infrastructure, electric energy lines. We export electricity to Iran and also work on issues related to multilateral cooperation in the region. Yes, we cannot forget tragic events which unfortunately happened, like a terror attack on our embassy, but that was before President Pezeshkian came to power. And we are absolutely sure that that was an organized act of terror against Azerbaijan, and all the narratives that it had some personal grounds, absolutely groundless. For 40 minutes, the terrorist was trying to, and actually managed to penetrate the building, and then when he was pushed back by unarmed security officer, he already managed to kill one and to severely wound two others. And for 40 minutes, there was no police around in the city center. Can you imagine that? It's not possible to imagine. And the terrorists had Kalashnikov, had hammer, had Molotov cocktail, and all that is filmed by our cameras inside and outside. And the police officer, which was supposed to defend the embassy, ran away. And okay, probably he was afraid. But why didn't he inform the police department, which is next door, that there is a terror attack on the embassy? And I asked our Iranian visitors, if you were me, what would you think about that? That was very unfortunate, and you know that we pulled back completely our embassy staff. Then I received a promise from the late foreign minister of Iran. It was already a long time ago, more than 1 year ago, that the perpetrator will be brought to justice and he will have the highest possible punishment. But it didn't happen until now. It's more than 2 years had passed. And immediately after the terror act was committed, the terrorists appeared on the media giving interviews. Have you ever seen these kind of things? That the person who kills person in the embassy of other state gives interview immediately. And the same day he was announced crazy. But, you know, we all know the procedure of medical expertise. It takes time, because sometimes the criminals, the perpetrators of different criminal activities, they pretend to be crazy. To define whether it's crazy or not, mentally ill or not, you need time. You need medical commission. And it was officially announced that he is just mentally ill. And now it's more than 2 years, and the sentence is not executed. Though we know in cases less aggressive, the execution of sentence in Iran takes maybe a couple of months. But in our case, it's more than 2 years. So can we forget it? No. No. It overshadows relations. And our hope is that the new government will fulfill the promise of the previous government. And not only the person who committed this terror act, but those who were behind him and those who sent him to attack Azerbaijani embassy will be punished. So, saying all that at the same time, with the new administration, we have working relations. We expect from them addressing this issue. We understand the complexity of political system. We understand the limitations of executive power. We know all that. But nevertheless, in order to normalize completely relations between two countries, this terror act and those who perpetrated and those who were behind the terrorists must be brought to justice and punished.